Welcome to a day in the life of the southern shrimp coast, where the morning mist rises over countless ponds and the first light touches the water. Here, every pond is alive with tiny shrimp, and the careful hands of workers and technicians ensure the perfect conditions for growth. Today, we follow the journey from these calm waters to the bustling harvest, where massive nets, busy decks, and overflowing baskets will reveal the full scale of the catch. From sunrise to the moment the shrimp reach the port, this is the story of dedication, rhythm, and a bounty that will travel from the sea to your table. Morning mist drifts across endless shrimp ponds along the southern coast. Workers in wide-brimmed hats walk carefully along the narrow pond dikes, inspecting the shimmering water below. Powerful pumps hum steadily, churning oxygen through the murky green ponds where thousands of shrimp ripple beneath the surface. A supervisor kneels by the water's edge, checking salinity with a handheld meter, while automatic feeders cast pellets that rain down like steady brown snow. The shrimp swarm eagerly, stirring the surface with life. Around the farm, massive tanks store clean seawater, ready to flow through the maze of pipes and valves that keep this vast system alive. Technicians move methodically, recording water temperature and oxygen levels, their notes guiding the next feeding cycle. The steady drone of generators echoes across the ponds as nets dip into the water to check growth. Under shaded tents, shrimp are weighed and measured, each sample representing weeks of care. Managers gather beside the tanks, discussing data and progress, while motorbikes wait nearby loaded with towering stacks of feed bags. At the roadside, the farm's gleaming sign catches the morning sun, a quiet symbol of precision, labor, and the promise of another successful harvest. Inside the hatchery, the world feels weightless, precise, and endlessly alive. The air hums with a soft mechanical rhythm as rows of white tanks shimmer under fluorescent light. Each tank holds thousands of tiny larvae, drifting like golden dust in clear water, fragile yet full of quiet energy. Technicians move slowly between the aisles, their white boots echoing faintly against the wet tiles, hands steady as they record numbers and adjust valves. The balance here is delicate, maintained by care and time. The room feels sacred in its silence, a place where science and patience weave together to shape life itself. Over the days, the larvae grow stronger, molting, feeding, transforming beneath the watchful light. It is in this stillness that the story of every harvest begins, invisible, unnoticed, but full of quiet determination. Before dawn, the harbor stirs with the deep hum of diesel engines. Men move with quiet urgency, tightening ropes, checking nets, and packing blocks of ice into open bins. When the first light breaks over the sea, the fleet pushes off a slow, powerful departure into endless blue. The ocean greets them with still waves and the promise of work ahead. Hours later, nets plunge deep beneath the shimmering surface, cutting through the silence of the morning. The deck vibrates with tension as the winch pulls back its heavy load. And then, the sea erupts, a silver cascade of shrimp spilling across the wet steel floor. Steam rises, voices shout, metal clangs. Hands move fast, sorting, washing, shoveling ice. The rhythm is pure instinct, honed by years at sea. Around them, seagulls circle and cry, chasing the scent of salt and life. As the sun climbs high, the catch is done, baskets stacked, the deck scrubbed clean, and the boats turning home. In the afternoon glare, the harbor waits again, ready to receive the day's labor, tons of fresh shrimp, shining beneath the weight of ice and effort. The trucks roll in, heavy with the day's catch. Crates of fresh shrimp are unloaded at the towering factory gate, where a world of cold precision awaits. Inside, the air hums with quiet rhythm, the sound of work that never stops. Workers in spotless white uniforms push metal carts through gleaming corridors. Conveyor belts shimmer under fluorescent light, carrying endless rows of shrimp glistening with melting ice. Each step is measured, each motion rehearsed. The shrimp are rinsed, sorted, and checked by careful hands before machines take over, steel drums spinning, shells separating, the line moving in perfect unison. Further down, freezing tunnels breathe clouds of frost, locking freshness in seconds. The air grows colder, but the pace remains steady. Workers pack the frozen shrimp into trays, sealing them tight beneath clear film and stamping symbols of export quality. In the background, detectors scan every box, forklifts hum as they carry pallets into vast cold storage where frost clings to every wall. It's a system built on repetition, discipline, and precision, turning raw harvest into something that can travel the world. As the siren signals the end of another shift, the lights dim, and trucks roll once more toward the waiting port, the day's labor now sealed in ice, ready for the journey ahead. Morning fades into the hum of engines as the frozen cargo begins its final journey. Inside the vast warehouse, workers in insulated suits check the rows of labeled boxes stacked high like walls of ice. Outside, the air carries a faint chill mixed with the smell of salt. The convoy moves steadily toward the coast, sunlight flashing across the polished steel of containers. At the harbor, cranes tower above the docks like silent guardians, cables hissing as they lift the frozen goods toward the massive cargo ship waiting in still waters. Every movement is measured, the rise, the swing, the soft landing inside the ship's cold hold. Soon, the ship's engines awaken with a low rumble, and thick ropes are drawn from the moorings. The tugboats pull the colossal vessel slowly away from the pier, leaving a white wake that stretches across the harbor. Seagulls circle overhead, their cries fading into the open sea. From above, the port glows in the amber light of dusk, a network of lights, cranes, and motion, each pulse echoing the rhythm of trade. From frozen crates leaving the factory, the shrimp make their way to supermarket shelves. Where rows of neatly packed seafood gleam under cool fluorescent lights. Shoppers pause, choosing carefully, bringing home the taste of the sea. In warm family kitchens, the aroma of grilled and steamed shrimp fills the air, mingling with laughter and the sound of shared moments. And finally, on elegant dinner tables, the bright crimson plates shine beneath soft lights, the result of an incredible journey from ocean to hand, from labor to celebration, from the rhythm of the tides to the heart of every meal. Thank you for joining us on this journey from the sea to your table. Hidden deep within the planet's most pristine and icy fjords, one of the ocean's most valuable resources is being cultivated on an unimaginable scale. This is the salmon, a symbol of natural strength, a vital link in the global food chain. But how does a colossal industry, operating in the midst of this harsh, wild nature, bring hundreds of thousands of tons of fish from these remote waters to every table around the world? This is the incredible journey of the salmon, from ocean to table. Tucked away in the majestic fjords of the far north, where the icy, oxygen-rich waters provide the perfect habitat, a colossal industry is at work. This is the front line of the journey, where millions of salmon begin their lives in the ocean. As the morning mist lifts, the feeding boats begin their work. From massive silos on barges, tons of nutrient-rich pellets are pumped through long pipes. Beneath the surface, a golden rain begins, awakening the ocean. thousands of salmon rise to the surface, creating a synchronized dance. But this is not a chaotic frenzy. On the barge, all behavior is closely monitored by underwater cameras. Feeding is a precise science, ensuring every pellet is consumed, protecting the environment, and optimizing growth. But the ocean is not always calm. Maintenance is constant. Nets are raised, cleaned of algae with high-pressure sprayers. The habitat must be kept pristine. Workers continually check oxygen concentration and temperature, the vital signs of life. Amidst the majestic natural scenery, the silver blue salmon continue to grow. As the day closes, the boats return to the dock. The pens fall silent again, closing another cycle of growth. But before any salmon can face the harshness of the open ocean, its life must begin here. This is the hatchery, a high-tech, biosecure sanctuary, completely removed from the wild. Inside these bright, sterile rooms, stainless steel tanks line the floors, and the air itself is filtered. This is a world of meticulous, scientific control. Here, millions of fertilized salmon eggs, glistening like orange pearls, are protected. This is life at its most fragile. Under the microscope, a tiny, beating heart is visible, an embryo developing within its translucent shell. But not every egg is viable. Highly trained technicians, working with delicate tools, meticulously inspect the batches, removing any unfertilized or unhealthy eggs by hand. Weeks later, the fry hatch. They emerge as alevin, tiny, wriggling creatures still attached to their yolk sacs, their first, built-in source of nutrition. Once the yolk sac is consumed, the real race for growth begins. The fry are now swimming, and they are hungry. Automated feeders, programmed on a strict schedule, distribute microscopic pellets across the water's surface. The fresh water is not just supplied, it is a closed loop, continuously filtered, chilled, and reoxygenated, creating the perfect, pure-flowing river to build strength and stamina. As the tiny fish grow, they are moved to progressively larger rearing tanks, giving them space to school and swim. Workers track their progress, not by estimates, but with advanced optical scanners that count thousands of fish in seconds. They are now smolts, and they are ready. They are carefully gathered into massive, oxygenated transport tanks, prepared for their very first journey into the great wide open. Specialized trucks transport the young fish to the harbor. Here, a wellboat, a kind of floating aquatic hospital, is waiting. The fish are gently pumped aboard. Oxygen and filtration systems ensure their survival. The ship moves silently through the calm fjords, heading for the offshore farms. Months pass. The young fish from the hatchery are now fully mature, swimming densely in the ocean pens. They are constantly monitored for weight and health. And then, harvest day begins at the crack of dawn. A large net gently draws the shoal together. Instead of nets, a modern hydraulic pump, a water-based vacuum, brings the fish aboard. It is the least stressful method, ensuring the quality of the fish. Immediately, the fish are placed into chilled seawater, CSW, tanks. This is the first and most critical step in preserving freshness. When the hold is full, the boat departs at once, followed by flocks of gulls, heading for the processing plant on shore. The race against time continues at the factory. The fresh, chilled salmon are introduced to the line. In a strictly temperature-controlled and hygienic environment, streams of cold water thoroughly rinse each fish. This is where technology meets craftsmanship. Automated machines make precise cuts, removing heads and filleting in seconds. But only the human hand can perform the delicate work. Workers meticulously remove any remaining pin bones. The fillets are never allowed to warm up. Ice chippers run continuously, maintaining the optimal temperature. The fillets are weighed, graded, and immediately vacuum sealed, locking in their pristine freshness. Labels are printed, detailing the batch code and harvest origin. The finished products are boxed and moved to the cold storage warehouse. Forklifts lift the pallets onto high racks. Plastic film is wrapped tightly, securing the shipment. Inside this freezing, misty air, quality inspectors verify every pallet, ensuring the vital cold chain remains unbroken. The shipment is now locked in freshness, secured and ready for its global journey. Automated lifts load the cases into refrigerated trucks. Export documents are signed off. Just as the dawn breaks once more, the trucks roll out, beginning their final journey. A global logistics network is activated. The convoy of refrigerated trucks heads for the port. Massive cranes lift the containers, the heart of the cold chain, onto cargo ships. From the fjords, the transoceanic journey begins. Thousands of miles later, at distribution centers, the containers are unloaded. The product is delivered to supermarkets. Here, on the shelves, shoppers make their choice, trusting the label, fresh from the fjords. And finally, at the family table, a golden fillet sizzling on a grill. It is the culmination of a long journey. An incredibly complex process that connects the majesty of a distant ocean to our plate.